Now, blow out your candles and make a wish. That's it. You look splendid in a crummy kind of way. And hi, my friends. Oh, there you are. This distinguished-looking group on our stage here is the I've Got a Secret family posing for a family portrait. You see, this is the 4th anniversary of I've Got a Secret, unbelievably enough. And here you see some of the people who are responsible for getting our show on the air each week. First, there's our redoubtable corps of ushers. And then there is Adria Coe, our production assistant. Blanche Hunter, in charge of wardrobes. And our producer, Mark Goodson. And Bill Todman, who unfortunately really does have chicken pox. And, Bill, we all hope that you soon feel better. Now, to celebrate this anniversary, we're going to pull a little switch on here. You see, there is no audience in our theater tonight. Frank, can you get a shot of this magnificent array of empty seats that people, this vast auditorium on colorful 47th Street? All right, so you see we have no audience here. Now then, the panel and the crew and I will be the audience. We've gone back over our shows for the past 4 years, and we have put together what we think are some of the high spots in our career, and we will be watching it along with you at home on this television screen. So, friends, I'll tell you what you do now. Why don't you take your cake down into the audience so that you too can watch the screen right along with the people at home, huh? Everybody start right down that way. And go on down, just get yourself a seat. Make sure you can get where you can see the screen, because we're going to have the filmed highlights. Now then, our stage manager, Joe Papp, if you will throw the official opening cue to announcer John Cannon, we'll start the show officially, huh?
Hey, Gary, here we go. Stand by, John.
I've Got a Secret, starring Garry Moore.
I've heard a bigger ovation for the unveiling of a man. Everybody's still there. What a magnificent cheering session. What? Well, all I can say is as we file our way to our seats, we've had 4 wonderful years in television, thanks to all of you people, and thanks to you people at home. And, all this time I've had no microphone? That's interesting. What I started to say is that we've had 4 wonderful years of television, thanks to this fine gang and to you folks at home. And thanks also, of course, to our contestants who have appeared on our show from time to time. And thanks to our cooperative panel. Now, you know, we discovered quite early in our show's history that the audience was very much interested in our panel, not only as performers, but as people. And over the years, we have been able to give our audience many revealing glances into our private lives. As a matter of fact, on our very first show, June 19th, 1952, we had a lady contestant who I just loved. Wait, would you say that to me again, please? I find that very interesting. All right. Now, Bill, on February 16th, 1952, we celebrated your birthday by piping in the voice of a lady who couldn't leave her home in Columbus, Ohio. Let's get a look at her. All right, we'll start at the top of the batting order tonight with Bill Cullen. And, Bill, this concerns something that Mrs. Bilson did.
Something she did.
Mm-hmm.
Hello out there in Columbus, Ohio, Mrs. Bilson.
Hi.
Yeah, Miss Bilson, did you do this recently, like, within the last year?
No.
She said no.
Oh. Did you?
Emphatically, she said no.
Oh. Did you do this more than once, Mrs. Bilson?
Many times.
Well, is this something you do, once a year, like on a special day or something?
No.
Did you do it a long time ago? Where are
Yes.
you? There you are. Is it something that's gone out of style since you did it?
No.
Now, Jayne, where were you on the night of December 1st, 1954? I don't want you to answer that because you were sitting on this stage across from Inspector Fabian of Scotland Yard, who had shadowed you all of the previous Saturday. And here we go.
Well, last Saturday, Miss Meadows, at 1:01, midday-ish, you left your apartment at 1009 at Park Avenue, and you tried to get a cab for a moment, but you got one in a few moments, and the number of the cab you got into, by the way, was 027051. I followed you in a cab driven by a man named Sidney Grossman, the number of his cab was 57552, and you went to 62 West 58th Street, and you entered a hairstylist shop.
How
And
fantastic.
I now have a cold because I waited until 2:14 when you left.
Faye, you remember the happiest expression you ever had on your face. It was May 5th, 1955, and each panelist had baked a cake for a contest, and Earl Wilson was the judge. Watch this.
Which one are you going to award the first prize to? The unanimous decision of the judges, Gary, is at number 3, cake here. Really, it's a mocha with nut dressing, and it's really delicious. How about having some?
Love to,
It's
Faye.
really good.
Is this yours? Kids will be so proud.
And I just finished icing it, and I had to walk through the streets of New York carrying it, and everybody teased me so.
You're a doll. All of you are. Henry, the greatest pile of mail we ever received, which was 2,632 letters and wires and postcards, was caused by a hole in your shoe that the audience noticed on September 30th, 1953. Just get a look at that. Let's put it there. Zip. Zip. Get around this side. Zip. Zip. Living a monkey. This is a criticism of his shoes. Come here, let's go. Shine on the shoe. Shine the shoe. Shine. Very good. Now, just a few months ago, we discovered that the combined weight of this magnificent panel was 600 pounds. That was the night that Olympic champion Paul Anderson lifted all 4 of you off the ground, believe it or not. Or not. Or believe it or not. There it is.
Don't swing. And ladies, turn around and face your audience, please. Look, they're all clear of the ground.
Oh, those are some of the highlights of what happened with our panel over 4 years. We'll take time out now for a little discussion. My first reaction in seeing these films, particularly the original one in 1952, I wondered who that small boy was who was being the moderator. Oh, the things that happened to you in 4 years. Anybody else got any? Do you have any highlights that you remember that you think would have that you remember even more than these things? Anybody?
I remember the time that you had the doctor on that delivered me.
Yeah, that's right.
And that, I think, is my most vivid memory because all of a sudden I blushed. And I don't blush all the time. I don't do it often. But when I finally found out the truth, that's always been my highlight.
Oh, really? Henry, you got any highlights of things that you remember?
Well, sure. The most astounding one to me was the time you produced my mother. And you know what happened because of that? So many people said, how come you haven't seen your mother in 2 years? You know, and I'd say, well, she lives on the West Coast and I live on the East Coast. They said, well, why didn't you fly her in? And it was difficult to explain that I didn't make much money.
In this business, I don't.
Yeah, everybody's supposed to be wealthy, though.
That's right.